Hello and welcome to episode number 16 of Dance the Core.
Oh.
I am John and
I am Jacob. Hello, boys and girls.
How we doing? How we doing, bro?
Oh, I'm doing good, broski. How you doing, bro?
I'm as well as can be, man. As well as can
Good
be.
day, man. Good day.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. Feeling. Are you feeling? You know what? I feel like a little bit partially tired today.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to feel. I think I feel partially tired, partially excited, always hungry. I don't even know how.
I think that's just me in general.
Yeah.
I know, like for me, Sundays tend to be like I tend to go. I'm partially tired as well. Like, but I think I know it's because I went to the gym yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't advise to do it. I don't really advise to do it, but I still do it. So I feel like a bit hypocrite. But I tend to do all my big compound days on that specific on a Saturday, and that just fries it just fries your nervous system. So you wake up the next morning, you're like, I don't know who I am anymore.
No, so like I trained with my son yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Actually, I trained with Omar yesterday.
Yeah.
And put him through his paces because, like, obviously he's getting bigger now. So
Yeah.
like, I'm always like to say, listen, son, the aim is to be better than me.
Yeah.
And like, I put him through, and like I said, I think we'd left, and he was going, Dad, I can just about lift my arms. So I was like, my work here is done.
And he's just like, I can't.
Yeah. So I will check on him later on to see how he's doing.
I need to send you a clip then, like of Dragon Ball Z. There's a scene where Vegeta and he's training with his son, and his son really wants to train with him, and like they're in this training facility, and like they tend to train against gravity. So whatever the simplest tasks now, because it's like 10 times or 100 times more than normal Earth gravity, it's a lot heavier. So even just picking things up. And like he's training in the background, and he's proper like doing all this martial arts and jumping around, flipping around, and his son's literally going like just walking, and like obviously the dad is like, this is 150 gravity time. This is a man's training. Clearly, you're still a child. Like, do they have that internal monologue in your head to next to be training with Omar? You just think you're still a child.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think like obviously because like he's not a little lad. Like obviously he's getting, everyone's always like, oh yeah, that's getting big. I'm like, yeah, I know he is, but like I'm not going to expose that too much to him just yet.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we had a good time.
No, it's good, man. That's good. How old is Emmanuel?
He's 16. He'll be 17 next month. So like, he's coming on, man.
He's becoming a big man now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what else you been up to? What you been doing, bro? How's
I've been up to, bro. Like just pretty much just. Obviously, now we're working more together now. Which is
we know. Me and you working together.
Are we? I think we did this, kids. No, so obviously, a lot of people still been asking, like, are you actually working together? What's actually going on? So before obviously today's chat, we're going to delve more about us officially probably working together as coaches, and we're more than just doing skits, the podcasting, which we are still going to do, but venturing into actually do more coaching work, and we're working with others and stuff. So obviously we're working behind the scenes about that, trying to make sure everything's all just getting things rolling, if that makes sense.
Because I think the thing is, it's like it just kind of made so much sense.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately, like when some of the conversation me and you had, we realised we're more alike than we realised.
That was scary.
It was like there was so much like similarities. I'm like, but I think it's just great just to be able to do something with you, and I've got somebody else who I say we're very much alike in certain aspects, and got the same kind of passion and drive.
That's the best thing as well.
Nice. And like it's exciting to be able to start from, obviously, like I keep on saying this all the time, and you look at me and go, yeah, whatever. But like I still learn so much from you, and like
cheers, bro.
I still learn a lot from you. Like I think there's still much to learn, and like I say, last week was like my first stint at the gym.
Oh yeah. No, man.
My first stint at the gym, and like, and I think they put me on with a great guy to with my first shift. Oh, it was you?
Was it me? I don't want to blow my own trumpet,
But like, we had like a bit of like.
I really enjoyed. Like, obviously, I like going to work, obviously, but I really enjoyed us working together in the gym a bit more.
Yeah.
And like just watching you, that inspired me. So like you said, you're still learning from me, I'm learning from you. So I think it's just nice. We both got our strengths, and like we're just doing it without realizing, and it's helping us elevate and stuff. And I think especially with like what plans we've got, what we've got in future, especially in for the summer as well. It's really just sets stuff up and go, okay, we're going to try doing this, we're going to try doing that, or we can start taking elements of that. But it just felt really, really cool, calm and collected, and it was just nice.
Yeah, because
and
I think the other thing as well, because like some of the ideas we have, I think there seems to be kind of falling into place. Because I think like, can you remember a conversation me and you had, and we were talking about like, what's the thing called where you kind of talk things into existence?
Is that the
manifestation kind of thing? And when you mentioned that, your face was like, you was like,
I know, like people were just like, oh, manifest. I think it's the reason why I have the ick when I hear manifestation, because it's just like I can remember when I was at drama school, or just in life, and just manifest it. I'm like, just no, stop saying it, and like so. And I think what manifestation is, like, you've still got to put the work in. I think some people don't and stuff. So,
but what I was going to say is, as much as you don't believe it, how about all the little things what have been happening recently? Obviously, the opportunities and because like even then you don't have to put the manifestation label on.
I think it's just the way, like, in my head,
the word just icks you out.
Just hear it, because I just hear like all these is it seance, or these just manifestation, and like and then you're like that. So like, but no, you are right. Like and obviously if you talk positivity, positive things come out and stuff. And like, but I think sometimes as well, I think my stubbornness tends to like puts a barrier. No, it's not. I'm not listening to that. So you kind of just go, yeah, but it is just like, dare I say?
Come on, Jacob, you can't deny it now.
Yeah. Dare I say it's manifestation.
Yeah. Okay. So
there are some things coming into play. So
let's not play it down now.
Yeah, let's not play it down.
No, so like obviously, even the conversation we had when we talked coming in today, like obviously I'm not going to go into what someone has asked you about or whatever. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it.
Even like people, just members and like former clients, I haven't seen it for a while, and they're just passing by. They're like, Jake, get here, come in, look, you come in. And I'm like, what's up? And they're like, so what's this about you and John working together and during the summer? And I'm like, how the hell do you know about that? It's like wildfire. I'm like, okay, that's clearly been blabbed about, but you kind of go, okay. Seems to be a bit more of a buzz behind it. So I think like if we start, and I think sometimes we need to be more proactive about it. I think that's the one thing I'm still learning with. Like, it doesn't come to it's in the back of my head, but it's not the forefront of my head. So I need to be a lot more proactive with like future planning, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But I think that like there's things that you are doing which you're not even like kind of giving yourself no credit for. Sorry guys, this isn't just gonna be like a session of like me and Jacob blow smoke up each other's backside. So great, but like, I do spend a lot of time trying to explain to Jacob like how much of a good person he is and how good you are at things, and the things that you just do, and like it's almost like you kind of brushed them aside, but then there's me saying that, and I do exactly the same thing as well. So you know, like obviously there's things that I've said recently. I'm like, sometimes I wish we could just see each other through our own individual eyes, but we just, you know, but things are happening. Things are happening.
Things are happening, man. Things are happening.
And I think obviously, so we sat down obviously with it's been a few months now. So you and our good friend Steph's like our fairy godmother.
Oh god, yeah.
If anybody knows me, like I always like kind of have to big up Steph, because like she kind of like puts things into perspective for me. She's helped me so much over the years, and now she helps like the two of us together.
She's helped me as well. So and shout out Steph. Well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steph. the mama of the core. She likes to call herself. And the thing is, it's like sometimes like she'll just say the things out loud, which me and you are probably putting around in our head.
Yeah.
Like, and I think it was her who said, like, well, why don't you just put your stuff together?
Yeah, we both went.
Oh yeah. What do you think of that? And I think sometimes like it's some of the most obvious things are like some things are so obvious they're right under your nose to the point where you can't see them.
Yeah, you can't see them.
And it's almost like an analogy. It's like if I put something right underneath my nose, I'm not going to be looking underneath my nose or anything. You're always looking out elsewhere.
No, that's cool. So, like, obviously, me and you're going to start working together a lot more. We're going to start, like, obviously, with the coaching and stuff. Like, obviously, so let's just chat about the coaching. I think, like, obviously, we're still going to have, like, give everyone our individual stuff. But I think the best thing about it as well is, like, we're going to help each other's clients. So, if your client having an issue, like, we can still work together. Like, if you have an issue with your client, and I go, oh, I've had a client before who had that similar issue before. This is the battle, how we conquered it. Like, and give you past information. So it's just going to keep us rolling and stuff. So it's going to keep a thriving community with all the clients and stuff as well. So I think that's a really beautiful thing. And like, we're going to have different perspectives and things I didn't see. So you probably go, oh, maybe you can tweak that bit. So that's the beauty of coaching. Like, you're going to see things where I need to step up with, and I'm going to say the same thing for you. And I think that's just going to make us just grow and stuff as well.
And that's the bit I'm looking forward to more than anything. I think like one of my sayings is like, I only know what I know. I don't know it all. And obviously I like it when I can learn something new of somebody, and like, especially with somebody I've got somebody I've got respect for anyway. It doesn't have to just be that, but like, it's nice to know when I've got somebody I respect and they can show me something. It seems more sincere and more heartfelt and more kind of, it's almost like I'm doing it for you.
No, definitely.
Don't get me wrong, I've got people out there who are kind to me and tell me things, but sometimes it doesn't fall the same. Sometimes it doesn't fall the same, but like, there are just general people, like obviously I say like yourself, and like, you know, we can always, it's a game where we're going to climb up. I think even like down to just doing like the podcast and stuff as well. I think every time we sit down, I realise like how much more we're kind of comfortable in doing what we're doing.
100%.
And it's not. It doesn't feel like. I think anything that me and you do doesn't feel like a chore.
No,
it just feels like we're just meant to do this.
And it's easier. And I think like when you're doing something that you really enjoy, it's not work. It's fun. So, and I think that's what the us working together a lot more is going to be a lot of fun. Because we'll be going, oh, we've got these clients here. Like, let's give them a plan. Oh, what's their goal? What are they trying to lose weight? Or we'll make fun of it, make it like challenging for them in a fun way, obviously. But it's going to be good for us because it's going to like just heighten our knowledge, our education, and it's just going to help a lot more people. So
well, most definitely, I really do. I said there's many plans in store. But like I think like that's that thing what I showed you on the YouTube where the guy said, "Oh, we're talking about the thing, he's not doing the thing," and writing the thing down, he's not doing the thing. So me and you, we're just going to be doing the thing. What's Steph's acronym? JFDI.
So not just F word, do it. So it's just one of those. Like, I remember when she said that to me, and I was a bit like, she misspelled Jedi. So she said that because obviously JEDY, and that was JFDY. But I looked at it, and I was just like, you misspelled Jedi.
You know you're a geek.
Yeah. So like the Star Wars thing, like just go like, it's like in the why words of me, JFDY, and I'm like Jedi.
JFDI, not Jet. You get me confused now.
I'm like JFD. I'm like, if you misspelled Jedi, there you go. That's just straight to Star Wars. So clearly, like anagrams don't work with me. If it's closer to the sort of things, I'm like, that says Jedi. So I thought, I didn't know Steph was into Star Wars.
No, she wasn't. She just like not the wars, but basically just effing do it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to
Yeah.
go on and do it. So like, yeah. So yeah, there's lots of that stuff to come, and obviously just trying to like be. I think like now. So I have my last day at my my job was not last week, the week before. But it's gone so quick.
It's gone quick, isn't it?
So I handed in my notice for my job, so like now I'm in this fully 2 feet in there. So I think like for a long time I've always had like 1 foot in, 1 foot out of doing personal training and coaching and doing my online stuff. And now I just wanted to be able to focus on that 100%.
Yeah.
So I think you can never do anything with like half and half. If it's not all in, it's this. You know, I've heard people say, "Oh, all or nothing." I get why they say that, but I think in this instance, it's like you have to, when it comes like to certain paths or careers, you have to be in it all or nothing.
Yeah.
I don't like using the same term when it comes like obviously to someone saying, "I want to cut all this out and I do it all." I said, but like even so, it's still like a progressive.
Yeah, it's progressive.
Yeah, yes.
I'm still learning that myself. Like, I like, especially when you mentioned just 1 foot on the fence and stuff. So I've always had issues with fully committing to things and stuff because I've always had that the back end of that fear going, well, what if it fails? What if it fails? If I go all in and it backfires, I've got to pull myself out of it. And if I like just keep a little distance away, I can safely just go like parachute out rather than like falling flat on my face.
Yeah.
I think that 1 foot hang on the fence, I've got that parachute. And I think that's one of the issues where I've had issues with myself and with my growth, because I still have those. I mean, I still have those demons, but I think that's the one where I need to really start trusting myself a lot more, where I still have that issue where I'm like fully commit to stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things. I think if I see the end goal of it perfectly, then I'm like, yeah, I'll go for it. But if it's some things I'm still not 100% sure with, I'm a bit like, I'm just gonna put my foot fence, and I need to learn. I need to be better at just going right. Just go. Just step saying.
I think
do it.
Just do it. I think a lot of it some of it comes from even with myself, where it's like you say, you're kind of scared. We kind of get to a place where we're scared to fall, or we're scared to drop, or we're scared to fail. But like, without failing, without dropping, we don't really learn anything.
No.
I've had like great success with like certain things, and I didn't have any failure in the start, so I only knew what it felt like just to be good and for it to work out. But then like you say to someone else like, "Oh, it's okay for you," but they could be in that position where they're scared to have a go, because unless they just win things or things work out straight away, they're not interested. So like I feel like I'm the same as yourself, where I had little levels of doubt why I didn't want to go, and I was almost, I think everything I'd done was almost like, oh, I'll do this as long as I've got a safety net. I'm going to do this as long as I've got a safety net.
And I think it's well, like, so for me, when I was little, I mean, and I still do now, where I always strive for perfection. Like, first time, everything. And I know that's bullshit. I mean, that you can't be perfect straight away. It's perfect doesn't exist. But I think when you've grew up in an environment where you have to be perfect, it has to be spot on, it kind of like scares you to fail. And and I can always remember, like, if like I've got better as I got older, and it's like got more wise to it, but I can always remember if it's the one little thing that really bugged me, like I'd have been like, "Nah, so it's rubbish." Like, I could be like do the most perfect thing ever, but it had this one little niggle down the road, or during the process, oh, just homing on that and going, that was rubbish, that, then just collapse it and just give up and stuff.
I think that I kind of feel that in life with like a lot of people, where it's like, so for instance, now like, and I've said this before, that like you could get like 30,000 praises like on something that you've created or something that we've done on socials, or people, loads of people like it. Then that one person goes, well, I don't think that was great. And you will focus on that so much. But then, and I don't know why we focus on the smallest thing when the greatest amount of something has already been conquered already. And there's a lot of what me and you do, and I think like me and you have spoken about this like over the weeks. We've gone through like our own little mental battles where on the outside people just think, oh, they've got it in there, great, and people don't realise that, like, you know what, this has been a tussle. This has been like a tug of war in my head. And sometimes getting underneath our own skin. And just like you were saying before about like a lot of time these things stem from when you were a kid. Or and it's really weird how what people can say to you like over the years can kind of either take you one way
or another,
or another. And like as much as like I've kind of strengthened up over the years with my way of thinking, it's almost like every now and again it's like you leave like a tiny gap open and something that kind of seeps in.
It's still there.
It's still there, so it never really goes away.
Never really. I think things like that, stuff like that, never really goes. It's just how you masking, how you respond to how you handle it there and then. So like I said, when I was little, if it wasn't perfect, or if I didn't do it first time well done to my standard, I'd have just gone, nah, just have a massive tantrum, then just throw everything away and just give up. But obviously as I got older, I'm like, no, keep going, just like obviously pick yourself up, dust of the shoulder and power through. And I have got better and more wiser to it as I got older. And I think it's sometimes as well, it's your state of mind. So I think, like for example, sleep, when you're quite sleep deprived and you're tired, all those negative thoughts just come back to the forefront as well.
It's like a pot.
It's like a pot. It's like a pot, and it's like, say like it's cooking, then obviously it's getting too hot, and it just tips over and brothels and you go that. So that's happened to me recently, where like I've just got low, and I just felt that I was worthless. I was just, there's no point of me doing continuing in it, not continue what I was doing anymore, because I just felt low confidence in myself. Then I self-doubt a lot. I still do as well. Like I think I get like, it's like every 2 weeks I get self-imposter syndrome. So 2 weeks I'm like, yes, I'm good. And then 2 weeks I'm like, oh my god, you look at me.
I think that's kind of normal. Meaning that like we can't stay at this high point all the time.
No,
you have to come back down, because like I have gone through that myself, where but people, like, you know, when people go, yeah, but you're good, and I'm like, I don't know what you see. And how do you work that out? How do you work that out? And I think it's probably because like you may have had like a day yesterday. So, and me and you spoke about this before, where sometimes we're meant to do something, and like there's a list of everything that we need to do, and the second you need to go and make that first action, a bout of tiredness just rushes over you. And you sit down, and you're like, I'll do this in a minute. I'll do in a second. And like I may have like lost days. I've lost a day or so here and there. And nothing's been done. And then I feel guilty the day after. And then I'll just go on a mad rush trying to make everything else right from yesterday. And then that'll tire me out for the next day. So it's
and I think it's also as well when, like, so again, back to me, like I put way too much pressure on myself, really do. And so especially with all the tasks, like, literally, I don't know about you, but I just go, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. Literally my brain just goes and I literally just go, I don't know how to do it. And I like I've noticed in the past couple of weeks that I will fight. Well, I think it was during the last stages of my prep where my stresses were that high. I was just finding any loopholes, anything lookouts just to de-stress myself. So obviously people say, "Oh, just go for a walk." Like, yeah, obviously go for a walk. That's a lovely de-stressor. So I was going for that. But then I was just to find things where I was just doing just random stuff. So obviously doom scrolling, that's never works. And like I took a really liking to chopping food up.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was always in the kitchen. I was chopping anything up. I was chopping vegetables up. I was chopping like leftover meat from last night, so I can just go, oh, that's plenty of dinner for everyone. I was chopping up cheese. Like, and like if you can, when you can see your astrophysical self, like even my spiritual like my soul like coming at me going, Jake, what the hell are you doing? Why are you chopping cheese up? Where's this coming from?
These are the things that you do, you know. It's like see, what I generally tend to do, like I've noticed this pattern, what all happens. So like I'm meant to do things, then I'll do one or two things, and I'll be happy about that. Then I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's kind of filled the soul.
That
is like my definition of an empty calorie. So I'll do one or two things, fill myself with an empty calorie, and I'm full for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Not realising that like I should have just been eating like these I should have been taking in these steady meals across my day, and then like obviously then I'll go to see. My thing isn't chopping up. I'll turn into a scroll. Then I will go into like a random thought process. And then I'll think about like I'll see something on social, and then I'll go down a little kind of rabbit hole of researching. And then before you know it, I'm researching like how much it costs for a Bugatti. I wonder how much for a service, and I wonder how much this Lamborghini cost, and start looking on Auto Trader at like
just random
looking at £200,000 cars, even though like, I haven't got £200,000. But like it's everything away from what I'm meant to be doing, and then it'll turn into I'll wipe something down in the bathroom, and then I'll just go and just give the bathroom a whole complete.
You just start finding things, and I think it's big, and I think that's a little bit like procrastination. I think a little bit of that is actually a bit of a stress because you're stressing, and you need to do it, but because you're shit scared of like doing that, you trying to find something just to calm yourself down, and I think that's where my love for chopping food and you just finding a Bugatti and clean the bathroom up because you're trying to avoid the work because you know it's hard. And I think that's the one issue I'm starting learning too. And I think what's kind of helped, and I think that a lot of self-help experts now are going to love this hearing this. So I've recently bought a journal.
Okay.
And it just basically asks, out of 1 to 10, how much you're excited for the day. Then basically what's your 3 non-negotiable tasks that you're going to do, what non-negotiable, what's the one thing that's holding you back a little bit. Then basically on the next page it says, okay, this is the time structure, when are you going to do those tasks by. And I know, so that is, and I'm on day 2, and that kind of helps you with accountability because you kind of
it sounds more like a SMART goal, isn't it? Like where you have to be like kind of like I can't remember I should know this, but like obviously you have to be kind of either time specific, and I feel like nowadays like if you've got like a specific on what you have to do and what time you need to do it and whatever, that will help. And also what you're saying before about like sometimes like the things that we need to do, we say that we'll convince ourselves that it's hard. But it's not. The stuff what's on our list, it's not quantum physics.
It's not, and I think sometimes as well because we overthink it and stuff. Like obviously as coaches, we need to be a lot more. We're literally we're the men of many trades because we're digital marketers. We are
digital sales, admin, coach, mentors, life
coaches. We're everything. So when we're not like, I think most people just see us as coaches, but then they don't see us that we're take the hat off as coaches. We're content creators, so we're like designing content, recording it, filming it. Once we've edited all that, we're the marketers, because we're basically started doing, right, we need to, like, how can we upsell our services? Right, I'm gonna do that. Then literally you're doing your admin, so we're doing our accounts, we're doing our check-ins, we're doing our own admin. So you literally go, what? I'm gonna do? Oh no, I'm not doing that.
That reminds me of. I think there's a comedy sketch some years ago where there's a guy, he walks into a shop and he's like, can I buy a so-and-so? He's like, oh, you'll need to go and speak to our so-and-so specialist for that. So where's your specialist? He's like, oh, he's just over there. And he runs around the other side. He's like, yeah, so I'm the specialist.
No, but that's what it is. That's what it is. And I can always remember, like, obviously you hear all these mentor coaches, and they're like, and I've said to so many of them, look, I am not a marketer. I don't understand digital marketing. I'm trying to learn, obviously. But you go, I'm just a trainer. I just help people. I don't know about just like what's your predicted year revenue. I'm like, I don't know. And people go, well, you should know. I'm like, do I need to know about that?
No, not really. I think the thing is, I think like I've kind of realised this now, is like kind of playing towards your strengths.
Yeah.
And I think if you play towards your strengths and do what's good, what you know you're good at, everything else will kind of come onto it later on, because otherwise you end up trying to, I say, keep on putting on all the hats. And then once you swap from one hat to the other, that's when we start to get kind of stressed, and then we start going, I'm no good at this, and then I think that's probably where your perfectionist thing starts to come in. So like I've realised now, just do what I'm good at, and like the whole aim is, I think obviously we can agree on this, that like we want to get to a point where those bits which kind of overtly kind of stress us a little bit now to do, even though we know we can do them, if we get to a place where I'm like, I've got somebody else who just does that for me.
Yeah.
That's going to be the dream.
That's good. That's the dream.
But I think like initially, with anything that you do in the start, it always seems like there's always going to be like a bit of drowning, and there's always going to be a bit of like gasping for air and whatever. But we wouldn't kind of throw ourselves into something if we didn't kind of believe in it.
Yeah.
And these are some of the self-talks I've been having to myself now. So, well, because like, as you said, we can easily just go, you know what, let's just forget this and just don't do it. Because like, this is why, like, I don't always tell everyone certain problems I have or certain things I'm going through. I only want to speak to the right people. So if you speak to someone and say, I'm stressed out about work, I'll just leave it. Oh, I've got a job. There's a job down here at this factory. All you have to do is sit on this chair and press a button, and that's what you do all day long, and that's going to solve your problem. And you're like,
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like, as much as, because like I'm out and I stress, like, I really want to do a good, really want to be a good coach. I want to be the coach for like new gym comers who like don't know much about the gym, or they're still they need to improve their confidence, because I think that's what I've come here for. Like, I'm destined to help people become a lot more confident in themselves and believe in themselves, and it's coming rich from me, because people go, you don't believe in yourself, so how can you do it? Like, but I know, like,
it's not, you know what, I'll just jump in there quickly, but I think most people know this. It's easier. So it's easy for me to tell you about you.
Yeah.
Easy for you to tell me about me. And it's also easy for us to give out the advice. But being able to use the advice for yourself, that's a whole...
it's hard.
That's a whole different kind of ball game.
I say to some people, like, I'm a hypocrite, because when they go, don't you say this, you're don't worry about it, let's break it down into small chunks and stuff. And I'm like, yeah. And so why don't you do it yourself? And I'm like, listen, you don't know my life situation.
Well, the way my diary's kind of set up.
You don't know how my brain works. Like, I'm like, I agree with you. I should take my own advice, but I'm just letting you know, I struggle with this myself, and like, I don't want them. Like, and it's been one of those. I think it's one of those images where you rather help someone.
I still feel
get them first, because like I see, like, I know it sounds quite a bit sad, but like, they're more important. I'm like, I'd rather you eat first and live well rather than me.
Don't you think that that's still kind of a form of distraction? because like I've thought about this before, where it's like I want to help everybody else, but like I need the help as well.
Yeah.
But like it's almost kind of like, oh, whilst I'm doing this for them, and then I was going, well, why do I do this? Because like you can give somebody your help within like a half an hour span or hours. If you're going to coach someone, we coach someone for an hour. So within that hour, we can kind of be away from anything that we can avoid. It's like a good avoidance game.
Yeah.
So we know we can just kind of concentrate on them.
Yeah.
And I think because we're kind of selfless people and we want to help, that's why you wouldn't even need to say, I want to be a good coach, because you are a good coach. And like, I wouldn't need to say, I want to be a good coach. I think I am a good coach because like just the way like I deal with people. But I think like it's just an easy kind of get out clause.
Clause.
when there's a pile of stuff that we still need to address.
There's a lot of things, and I think it's great. There's a great with I think it was James Smith who said it. And he pulled himself up when he went, most coaches are very insecure about their own well-being. And when you start seeing it, you're like, yeah, that's actually kind of true. Like everyone has, like no one's perfect. Like everyone has their own hang-ups and insecurities and stuff. And I think what you said, like it's our distraction, like we are helping so many other people and we're loving that. And we give all our attention to them, whilst sometimes we forget we need to look after ourselves. And which I think a really big thing is our personal development. If we show our clients and show other people what we're doing, like what we're doing as our own personal development, that's going to makes us better for them.
So like, it's right, because I was chatting to my friend yesterday, and I was saying to him that like when I've been going through things, because like imagine like when you see me, obviously if you follow me, like I will share like wisdom, like life wisdom kind of memes or words of wisdom, or like I'll talk like obviously affirmations or things which kind of want to make you better. And I was telling my friend, I only told him like yesterday, I was like, well, when I'm going through stuff, I don't share it because I like to kind of fathom it out myself, because I'm always like looking it within. And he said to me, it was like, well, why don't you just kind of share it as you're going through it? I'm like, that's impossible for me. And I said, like, it sounds like it'd be great for me to share at the time, but like the last thing I want to do when I'm going through something is have my phone in my hand trying to record myself or saying something. But it's easy for me to go through it, come through the other side, and then talk about it.
I'm with that one.
Sorry, I'll just like say, so like it's easy for me to do that because, so like obviously when I share something, the first time people message me and go, "Oh, you're all right?" I'm like, "I'm perfectly fine. You always know I'm all right when I can tell you about something." It's if I can't tell you, if I go for long spells of time and I can't tell you, that's when I'm not all right, and then that's when I'm like, I've got no answer for me.
No, it's true, and I think as well, I like what you said there, because I think when hearing that, it feels like a bit like you're trying to grab like, oh, I'm suffering from this, is everyone suffering from me? And it's a little bit, to me, it sounds a little bit attention seeking, where you've gone through that, you've gone the battles yourself, you feel better from the other side. You can just go, right, this is I had this similar issue, and now it's time, and this is how I went through it, and like I'm okay with it now because I've done it, I've worn it, I've been there, done that, worn the t-shirt, and I'm better off, I'm better from it now. But that was my experience.
And I think it's almost like going back to the thing of, I think that makes me practice like not being afraid to fail. So I think I'll do those things, I'll go through something, and I'll tell somebody, I'll go, you know what, I had like a bit of a failure, and this happened, but this is how I got out of it, rather than, oh, this is bad, and this is what I'm going through right now. And I'm like, and then you have to keep on going back to the screen to see what someone said. And like, I don't think that. I was trying to explain to my that doesn't really work for me. But what works for me is problem, work on it, solution. Now I've got an answer. Now I can hand that out as a gem.
Yeah.
And if I have got something which I can't directly deal with, speak to the right people who can help me with that problem there and then.
Yeah.
So I think like sometimes putting a problem out to everybody who's within this square, within this perimeter here, it's only going to hit the first one or two, and they may not be the people to kind of be able to digest that and make anything from it. They may just end up going, "Yeah, you'll be all right."
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not really what I needed to hear. I think sometimes I need, obviously, when I talk to the right people, I say, "Well, right, I've come across this before. So have you tried this?" And I'm like, "Never thought about that." Because like, look how many times you've like me and you might have talked, or like, and you said something, and I'm like, never thought about that. That was a big problem to me. Like, Jacob just give me something. I've said to you,
that's same.
How about this? And I'm like, But like, if we just talk, if I think if as people, if we continue just to keep on talking about the problem, but like, and we're not really kind of working towards the solution. We just stay in problem territory, and that's tiring on its own.
It is tiring, and I think that's me. That's been me for some time, where I'm literally just in this vicious, like, not cycle, it's like this vortex where I'm just literally in this whirlpool. I literally grab out, and something bad happens, and I go back down. But I think what it is, it's just like I tend to overwhelm myself far too quickly. I literally go, oh no, and I feel my brain literally just going. So I'm literally like, I think trying to just break it down into even smaller stuff, like even it's just for 5 minutes. I think just doing that makes you feel a bit happy, makes you spurs on, and I think that's where I need more work. I'm currently going through myself.
Well, think about this, so like so a couple of weeks ago I had this idea where, because we've got like our WhatsApp group with like obviously me and stuff in there, and I was like, right, this is the thing now. Doesn't matter what you've gone through in your day, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how small it is or how insignificant you think it is, you put it into the group. And I think this is an idea. If anybody's listening to this and like like you want some accountability or something, because I think me and my friend Alan, we obviously we're still toying around with the idea of like accountability groups, but like, and I think that it worked, because look how since we've done that from the other week, how productive have we been?
Really? I think it's the accountability. So I think it's reflecting back to that journal stuff. Like you break your goals for the week or day, or so, and go, right, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. So it keeps you accountable. So like with my clients and stuff, like we always do check-ins, and obviously we highlight certain areas where we need to develop more, focus on a bit more. And I always say to my clients, like, I make an anagram: POAFTW, plan of attack for the week. And I just said, look and go, I need you to hit these steps. I need you to hit these, like drink 2 liters of water, as an example. Like they're the main two I see a lot that flag up with clients. Then we just look at their day to day going. So I've had a client like Danny where she was struggling to hit I think 5,000 steps target, and we looked at it. At the time she was working from home, and I'm like, okay, is your school? And obviously she does like the school run and stuff. Like, is your school walkable from your house? She's like, yeah. And I was like, walk your kid to school. I guarantee your kid will love it more, because they think it cuts through the park. And does it cut through the park? Oh yeah, cuts through the park. The kid will love that. So that's like 10 minutes walk there, 10 minute walk back there. Right, what do you do during lunch break? Oh, I've got an hour. Right, can you do like a 10-minute walk there? And she's like, oh yeah. She goes, I need to get out of the house. I'm like, we'll do that then. Then walk to work, walk back, walk to school to pick your kid up. There you go. I've guaranteed you've already hit your step target for the day. Then the best thing about it as well is when they start they start, once they see that pattern, they'll go, oh, I'm going to adjust that a bit more. I'm going to adjust it a bit more. I'm going to adjust it a bit more. And then they start doing their own accountabilities and stuff. So I think definitely accountability. And I think someone just there, just to just go, okay, what's going on? And I think that's where we come in as coaches. We come in and just go, right, is everything like, we're like the overseer and over eyes, and just go, okay, I need you to like, right, don't focus on that. Right, obviously make a focus on that, but don't focus on make this your bit more of a priority. Just see that a bit more.
But it's really strange how we can kind of come up with these solutions.
Yeah.
And going back to what I said before, we can come up with these solutions for other people.
Yeah,
but not for ourselves. But like I think like that little. But I think what I was trying to say is like that little bit of accountability has made a difference. Yeah. It's made a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, it helps.
Yeah, because I think like there's lots of things we've done over like. Even myself now, I've realised that like I just struggle and sit there and go, oh, I'm gonna do this video, and like because most people like this, they've got like 1,001 videos and pictures and stuff on their phone, and if you're a kind of content creator and whatever, you just kind of go, oh, I've got no ideas, I don't know what to put, and it's like, mate, you've got like over I've got like, if I look at my phone my phone now, I've got like over like 3,000 like obviously pictures in there. And I've got things which I've screenshot and saved and thought, oh, I can kind of repurpose that or do that again, and then you kind of like now I'm like, I've got enough in this phone to kind of help me. It's like it's not just built as a doom scrolling machine and take photos. It's like there's a lot more we can kind of do with it and be like a bit more, it's like more proactive.
And I think that's the case. So obviously did my photo shoot, and like my mom, my friends, they've all seen the photos, and they're like, "Where's the photos?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." Like I've got no content here, and go, mate, just use my photo shoots and stuff.
Did I say this to you before?
Yeah.
About like obviously that like I'd had photo shoots done, and then like I'll share one or two.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
I've got like whole libraries of my first competitions from PCA, and I've got like, and there's some photos I'd had done, and they've sent it to like is it WeShare?
Yeah.
And like obviously because I wasn't really tech savvy, like I've just left them there, and then until I've probably lost them there.
No, I still got mine from my very first photo shoot to my recent one, and I've only shared like a few of them. And I think it's the back of their head, like, so for me, I'm like, people don't want to see.
But you'd be surprised, though, Jack, man. Like, people do like to see things that we do, and I think this goes right back to us just being in our own heads.
In our own heads.
It's like we create scenarios. We create unrealistic scenarios. It's almost like we'll say, I bet they won't like it. And then it's like I've said this before, I've got like a friend who always used to say, oh, I've got so many haters and people dislike me. And I realise, I'm like, he always tells me about these people. Who's being horrible to my mate? And I said to him, I'm like, so who is he? You know, just people. I said, no, it's like, and I was like, just give me a specific name.
Specific person.
He's like, well, just people. I'm like, no, just give me a name.
Yeah.
And I realised I got down to the roots of it all. It was like, it wasn't anybody or anything. No. It was like an imaginary person, and I think that's what we all do. We'll go,
we've got an imaginary person.
They don't want to see. Who's they?
Yeah, who's that? I don't know. and I think it also as well. Like for me, I'm like a dog. I'm a people pleaser. Like I want to be loved by everyone. So, like I know years of people, I don't give a crap. Or like if you don't like me, I don't care. Like I say that, but deep down I'm like, please like me. Please,
I think it's and the thing is, it's like if anybody knows you, they know you're probably the most likable person.
I know, but the back of my head's like, please like me.
And that's and that's our imaginary crowd in there going, oh, I bet they don't like you. Or if you say that, they're going to be like this, and they're going to hate you and whatever. And it's like, no, they're not, because I think when we're in an age now where there's so much information or so many people wanting your attention on your phone or wherever you are, that like that one thing that you say is never going to be that kind of out the way to the point where everyone's going to hate you. We know conversations and certain things that we talk about. It's like, and I'll be like this. I'm like, I'm not touching that with a long stick. I'm just not getting into it because it's because I'm not that invested for one. and for two, I'm like, I've got my opinion on it, but I just don't want to get into it. I really don't. And like, someone go, "Oh, just tell me your opinion." I'm like, "Well," and when I've heard people say, "I'll just say what I want," I'm like, you do realise saying what you want does come with like certain implications involved as well. So you have to kind of be prepared to deal with that. But because I know that I know what I'm like within myself, I'm like, I just don't really want to that backlash and that kind of back and forth, because it burns me out. It makes me so like I get tired when I know I've got to do something, but now getting tired because I've got to defend something, an opinion what I might have said, and I'm like, it's probably best if I just like leave this alone and leave it to the experts who know everything about it. Because like a lot of the time we just have like, we may just have a loose opinion on something. Doesn't mean we know the full backstory. And I think like that's always can be like a dangerous thing as well. But it's like we just go down like these kind of like
these pits, and you just have these constant battles and stuff.
And it's like a rabbit hole within our own heads. Which
it's like when people go, "I don't have imagination," we all do. Like I said, like I don't want to post that, or I shouldn't do that, because we get, "Oh, what if someone doesn't like this?" And you go, okay, in the grand scheme of things, how, like, rate it out of 10, how possible that can happen. And people, when you actually ask them that question, some people just go, even I've put my hands up, I've done that, like, "Oh no, it's not going to work," or "No one likes this because everyone's gonna think like I'm just a show pony, like, because I'm just showing I got abs and stuff, okay, and people are just gonna see me for that, they're not gonna see me for this, okay." On a grand scheme of things, out of 10, how real is that gonna be? And you're like,
and it's bizarre how we can kind of like really like beat ourselves up over like real small things, and it's like we'll beat ourselves up over that small thing and turn it into the biggest thing ever, to the point where it's almost like it's gone from a grain of rice to like 2,000 pounds.
Muscle.
I can't deal with this.
And you're like, "Oh no!"
And you go, "Hold on, what was it first? It's just a grain of rice."
Yeah.
And like, now we're going to turn it into a whole epic drama.
Yeah, and you look back and you go, "God, what the hell was I moaning about for?" But I think it's the self-doubt and stuff, and I think it's that strive for perfection, and this is why sometimes it's like a love and hate relation with social media, because like the social media only shows you the good bits, and everyone knows it, everyone knows that, but we all fall for it at the same time. We literally go, "Oh, why is my life not like that?" Or you just kind of go, "Okay, clearly my life's a joke." And I think especially like with the Euros, is it Emmanuel, that 16-year-old lad?
Yeah.
A lot I've already heard there's a lot of people going, "He's 16 and he's making bags of money straight away," and I've been struggling. I can't even get a decent wage, but he's set for life.
But you know what? Because even that's kind of bizarre, because like everyone has individual skills.
Yeah.
There is, and like I use this same analogy over and over. There is someone out there who is a gas fitter or a plumber or whatever, and they are the best at what they do. I wouldn't know where to start to cut a pipe or to turn something off or whatever. That's why I get those guys. That's why they get paid for what they get paid for.
Yeah.
There's no point me comparing myself like to a plastic surgeon when I didn't train to be a plastic surgeon. It was never my interest. They get paid like lots of money. And like, you know, I've heard someone talking about like that, because I'm not really a big football fan as such.
I say same. And I guarantee all the male viewers might go, "What, you like the footy? Well, what's wrong with you?" And you're like, "I think rugby's a better sport." And what, bruv?
and that's just your thing.
And
I've seen like, and I say like, I'll just talk about this stuff kind of very loosely. I'm no expert in anything.
Same, yeah.
I'm an expert in me, and that's it, nothing else.
Yeah.
But like, when I hear people going, "Well, oh, he's great. You can see, you know, he's got so much potential." I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's you know, you imagine the pressure on him, and also that thing of people going, "Oh, he's this now." I'm like, and like I say this about like when we talk about like youngsters and like kids like who are 15 and 16 and just left school, or even they're 17 or 18, and when people say, oh, they're no good, they've got no experience. I'm like, they're not meant to be, because they were in the playground a couple of years ago. So what do you expect them to really know? And like, you as a grown adult, you've been on this earth for 30, 40, 50 plus years, and like now you're the person saying, oh, you don't know enough. So what's he meant to know?
No, yeah. And I think this is one bit I kind of like really like rage against for some people, especially with work. You haven't got enough work experience. Well, how the hell am I supposed to get the experience if you don't give me the job? You absolute tart. And I can remember when I was at uni as well, like when I was at drama school, obviously you can play when you go to 18, and it's always been like, they don't, like my experience, they've probably changed it now, but from my experience, when you was 18, they kind of look down at you because there's that you just don't have enough life experience. And you kind of sit there and go, hold up. First of all, you don't know my life story at all. Like, you don't know I could have been adopted. You don't know I could have watched someone get murdered. You're gonna tell me I don't have enough life experience? And like, everyone's just like, and they're like, well, what we mean? Like, no, like, and I think this is where you said, like, everyone's got different experiences in all fields. Like, it's going back to what you just said earlier. Like, if I'm going to look for someone for like getting my nails done, that's never going to happen, by the way.
Why not?
I mean, I've seen my nails. I've seen this one, that bit. But like, I'm going to reach out to them. They'll all know exactly what nail varnish it is, what type of color it is, and why is it called booty call rather than, why is it called booty call? Because it's a nice fluorescent purple color, and you're like,
and when you put it on, you get the booty call.
Yeah, you get the booty call, and you're like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm not front to my viewers, don't worry, I'm not having a booty call. I just made himself, just walk myself into a brilliant.
Okay, let's just beep, beep,
yeah.
beep, 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 beep.
I was like,
back out of that one, yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I think it's that experience, and like, everyone's got different like experiences and skills that's been tailored for, that's better suited for them. So like back into Manuel, he ain't gonna be a plumber. He'll have one the slightest clue how to fix a drain.
But he's just good at what he does with the ball.
And that's it.
But I feel that, like I've said, ultimately, like I've learned over the years not to pay too much attention to like certain social media things, because everyone's got an opinion, and I think we're all supposed to have an opinion.
Yeah.
But like and I think like we do. I think now I realise that, like, whenever we upload something, we're always going to be under fire somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's not. But now I realise that's not a me problem.
Yeah.
That's a you issue.
Yeah, and I think that's the one thing I've learned from this year so far. Like, I've always, like, I used to be quite consistent with my posting, and I stopped for a while because I I was like, hold up, I'm a trainer, not a bloody content creator. So that kind of like lost interest. And also as well, if I put this idea out, I was like, oh, I want to post that. They're like, oh no, it's already been said, or it's like someone's gonna like take offense to it, or disagree with whatever I say. And that used to like cripple me. But I think now that I'm like, right, I'm just gonna, if I've got an idea, I'm gonna post it, and that's
the thing, bro. I think like in life, in life, most conversations have been had.
Yeah.
But like they haven't been. So there's lots of conversations that have been had already. But I just know that there's conversations that me and you didn't know that somebody else spoke about.
No.
But it's our conversation.
Yeah.
So there's going to be someone right now. There's going to be. I guarantee, probably in this world right now, there is over 200 people who are all talking about a certain pair of trainers or a certain style. Or there's going to be millions and millions of people who are talking about football right now.
Yeah.
And who have got like either a kind of podcast, or they've got like, or they're creating content and they're talking about the same thing. And they go, well, you can't just go, I can't say that because they may have said that already, or somebody else did. Because I think we've had a lot of people say to us before, where we've kind of done a skit and someone's like, oh, this is copy of somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference.
I think at one time I took like a look, I was like, oh, that's wrong. But I'm like, I don't really care. Because like the people who it may have just been coincidence that you have seen that person, they've kind of coincidentally seen us, but there's people who we show our things and they've never seen that.
Yeah,
so
they've
like,
never seen
but
that.
like, they'll see it come from us.
Yeah.
So,
and also, well, I think because it's come from us, they respond more. They respond more to it. Like, and I think some people still don't forget that. It's like, so I did a story a while back of basically saying like food knockoffs, like if it's not like what is it? So one of the chocolate bars, Bounty, then obviously Aldi's version was called Romeo's.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about this one, but Twix, the Aldi equivalent is called a Jive. And I started laughing.
Yeah.
I think Jive was stupid, but loads of people was like, "Don't you go dissing Jive? You know that's better." And that they're all like, they all go nuts for Jive rather than the product it knocked off from. But it's just shows that it's no one cares and everyone's got their own spin on it and everyone's got their own take on it. It's what it's how that person produces it and how it and sells it off.
I think you kind of know when someone's going to completely rip someone off completely altogether, or someone's going, and like obviously when you've done like obviously skits in the past and you're like, well, you know what, yeah, like obviously we both like is it
Paul Lima,
Paul Lima, and like some of the stuff that he does. I mean, like, you know what, yeah, that's amazing. I like to try and even recreate that, and like, we'll just do it in our own way. And I know people, and like I've shared stuff before, and someone's like, oh, so I've seen that someone do that, or you're a fraud. And I'm now I'm just like, yes, I know. And where do we go from here?
Yeah.
It's done now.
But it grows and stuff. So like so my favorite video is that
What's
brother,
that?
what's that?
Yeah.
What's that, brother? Like that has been like remixed to death now. So like and someone did a cover of the Thong song with that song in the background. I was in stitches because it was in beat with the Thong song. I was like, oh, this is brilliant. So I was like, oh, I liked it. I like this, and I'll still. But the thing is, I'll still use the brother. What's that, brother? I'll still do it to everyone, and I could be like 50 years old. Oh, it's so old, but I'll probably do it in the next video.
But I'll tell you what. One thing I've realised now is like, and like I think me and my friend Brett talk about this. Like, listen, if I find something what I think is cool to me, and I like it, and like I think that I'm gonna do it. I'm like, I'm not. I think this is probably where sometimes, like, you know, going back to the whole self-doubt kind of thing. It's like, if we can have probably more of these conversations even within ourselves, and that's what I say to you, bro, just like whenever you need to talk, just come and talk to me about something, and or run it by me, and I'll just go to you, just do it. Let's just go for it. Let's do it. We shouldn't be into like the pleasing game or try. And like I said before, like I've been no different. Where I'm like, I just want people to like me, but then like now I'm like, I don't have to kind of be a certain way. Just I don't want to force you to like me. If I just stay in my authentic, be my authentic self, and like, and I don't kind of non-apologetic. I'm just be unapologetically me.
Yeah.
That's so easy. And that's cool for me. And I think, like, you know, people can generally see whether you're trying to copy or be like somebody else or whatever. And so, like, I think as long as like we stay like within our, you know, like stay in your authentic line, and there's something that you want to do, let's just do it, man. And I can, you know, and I say this is probably, I'll probably have to listen back to this podcast again, and so I can tell as I'm saying it.
Tell me,
slap myself again and say, listen to what you said, because I don't want to say stuff because it sounds cool. I want to say something because like I can stand by it and it means something.
Yeah.
Because I think like I spent many years trying to be like, in my early years, trying to be like other people. But what I did do, I inadvertently taken bits from them, and I've actually told some of these people, I'm like, you know what, you know, when you was doing that, I took that from you because like I like that. I've adapted that into my life, because there's always going to be something somewhere which you're gonna either take a little bit from or kind of adapt it into your life because you appreciate it what it does for that person. So like now, as I say, like I'm the trying. I think, you know, when we talked about trying to be perfect and whatever, now I think like my thing is just being imperfect. and that's great for me.
Yeah, you have to be like, and it's true what you said. Like everyone takes snippets from something they like, and it basically they turn it and twist it and spin it into their identity. So I think for me, like always being kind. Obviously my mom like drilled into my head, please, thank yous, and just just overall a nice, just be a love, just be nice and kind to everyone. And obviously like the like male role models I have in my life, and like three obviously. So I've got The Rock, obvious. You've got Terry Crews, and I've just got Roman Reigns as a wrestler. They're like, oh, that's really generic. But like Terry Crews, like just watching him interviews, like he comes across as a really kind-hearted person, and he's just so loving guy. And I was like, I'm gonna be that person. Just be nice and just be kind to everyone. Like The Rock was also as well. Just try to be just humble, respectful of others and stuff. And I think like with Roman Reigns, there's a wrestler. Yeah, even though it's the character I like, it's basically like, no, I'm the chief. Like that. I think when he came back as a heel, that's basically a bad guy in wrestling terms. And something watching him just going, nah, I'm done being the nice person. I'm done being this. Like this is me. I'm going to go, this is my natural self. Acknowledge me, respect everything I do. I think that kind of like woke something in me.
I think it will do, because as I said, like, you have to kind of realise, I've kind of come to like realise over time that like anybody who's successful is somebody who is just genuinely doing what they do without like kind of.
Yeah.
So I think like, where one hit wonders and people who are kind of internet sensations are a sensation for a moment.
Yeah.
People who are successful, they're successful because like they are living their authentic self, and they'll just live in their moment, in their time, without trying to create something else. And I think like that's where I think that's probably where like I'm trying to build for myself. And I'd say to anybody else, don't try and be like anybody else. Just try and be yourself, and understand the bits that you think that need improvement. If they are that bad, you'll work on them, and you'll say, right, I'll just, I do realise I do talk to people a little bit harsh, and they step over, and so I'll change that around a little bit. Or I do need to kind of be like a little bit more like this, or a little bit more forthcoming in this place, or speak a little bit more kind of higher here, or lower my tone there, or just little things you just need to change if you really want to do that.
And I think it's like I always quote this line now from like God of War. So again, a video game reference, see nerds rule. But there's a scene where basically Kratos and his son are hunting, and his son like fails a shot, like the opposite of the hunting. He's got a bow and arrow and he fails and misses a shot. And he's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, don't be sorry, be better. And I think that really struck the nerve in me. Like I'm like, no, be better. And I think what I try to explain to people is like, just be better. Like, okay, just be better. Like, how can, if you're talking low about yourself, just think of the one good thing, just be better. Like, don't be sorry, just be better.
Well, there's an old saying that goes, those who know better do better.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. I think once you kind of spot something, and you know that like you're like, well, is that any good? Shall I? Well, if you know better, just do better.
Do better, yeah.
And like,
and I think it doesn't have to be like massive 180. It can be just the subtlest thing ever. So going back to breaking down your tasks, you've got loads of tasks to do, but then rather than focusing on like just focus on that one thing, then like obviously you just do it a little bit better. You get a little bit better. Then before you know it, that becomes a breeze. And I think that's helped me a lot. And especially when you start reflecting, oh my gosh, I understand that now. Now I know how to be better. So obviously when I did that journal yesterday, and it said, what's the one thing that holds you back? And I would say doom scrolling. So the challenge was for me just because I was just doing it out of boredom, out of habit. So I was more conscious. I've been more conscious this weekend just to go, right, I'm not going to just go on social media because I'm bored. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much time I was using.
Oh, bro, you know what? This is so bizarre. So, like, I've gone through stages where, like, I've spent too much time or become late because I've had to kind of like see what the next thing is or what's something more. So I'd say to you, bro, you know, like if you've got like any ways or anything you've discovered, I'm gonna take them from you. And
I think it was just because I was just more self-aware of it. So I think yesterday alone when I was training, I was a lot more aware of it. I was doing. Like I knew I was doing the back of my head, but I was just doing it because I'm bored. But I was like, right now, because I wrote, and I think because it is true. Rather than like if you write it down, because you've got your own handwriting, you wrote it down. It feels like it's inside you now. So because I wrote it down, like I doom scroll because of boredom. Reading that out and writing that, I think that kind of helped me going, okay. I'm gonna try not to do it. So when I was doing like a set, so I can remember I was doing some barbell squats, did my 5 reps, sat down on the bench to recover. I literally grabbed my phone and I just like saw an image in my head of me writing it, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it then.
I'm gonna do something.
And that like in a while, I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize.
I tell you what, you know what? Because I think I listened to an audio book. I know it's called Digital Minimalism or something like that, and it talks about how we use our phones now. That like every time we kind of get like a space where we do nothing, the first thing we do is pull the phones out.
And I guarantee you, it's the same shit.
It is.
You're looking at emails.
We don't need to. I tell you what, you know what? I think like when I tell you what I like to do now. If I'm ever in a queue somewhere, and I will not pull my phone out of the queue anymore because so if I'm in a public place, I'm in a queue. I see people going like this. I look around, and then the first thing they start putting the phone out because like doing this, and I'm like, oh, I don't like to look at that. So like my phone will just remain in my pocket, and like I'll stand there and I'll look around, and I feel like it makes me, you know what it does? It makes me feel special.
Yeah, no, because that's what I mean. Yeah,
because like I'm standing around, I'm looking, I'm like, I haven't got my phone in my hand, but you lot have. I'm just watching you on your phone. You on your phone. It's not me kind of like lording it up over anybody, but it just makes me feel. I'm like, I just don't want to be in. I don't want to be that person.
And I think by just doing that, you kind of go, I can focus more. When you go, I don't have time. I'm like, no, I do have time.
We have lots of.
I do have time. Even if it's like for 2 minutes, I can just go right. I'll quickly go on. Like earlier today, before we recorded. Like I caught myself a little bit because obviously you need to have a little break just to deep brain. And I was like, really thinking I'm doing this too long. Well, I just started doing my editing stuff. So you become a lot more self-aware. And so I think that's the one. I think by writing it down, and it is true. I think it was Mark Coles who said it. If you write it down, it instantly becomes, rather than typing it up or just handwriting it down, it just feels more real. Because
my thing is now, it's like I write down a hell of a lot, but like I've got so many. I've said to you before, I've got about 17 or 18 notepads at home with things scribbled down there, but like it's almost like I can put it out there. But my tip would be to you, and this is like, I think I have to say these things out loud. If I give it to you as a tip, I'm also giving myself as a tip. Write things down, but always return back to it. Don't just write it down and leave it there. Because you end up writing it down and then just closing the book. Because it's almost like I got to a stage where I treated it like I was writing like my own autobiography. I'd write down a list of things or things that I need to be doing, and then turn the page over and leave it there, and then never return back to it.
Yeah.
So one thing I did start doing was I'd write things down and then I'd stick it on my fridge or put it on post-it notes around the house. So I'd just need to keep on looking at it to give myself like a reminder. But like I think we all, and I've said this to someone in my class before, and say we've all got time to do things and like to work on ourselves to be better. But I think it's like any distraction that like we can take, and the majority of our distractions nowadays come from phones.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Because it's
easy
access.
and I think it's probably why, like, you know, when you say, you know, like obviously I was joking the other day that like I spent so much time in the gym. I was in there for like nearly 4 hours.
Oh, bro, that was funny.
Was it? I think I was in there. I think I was
yeah.
was
So
it about say 4 hours or
4 hours.
Yeah,
So like literally, I was there at 6 training. I think you was there at 6:30. I think you was there at 6:30 or something.
Yeah, it was. It was about to say 6:30,
Yeah, 6:30. So I'm halfway through my session, and then obviously you've got your tripods. I'm recording, so sound. Then so I've got my clients. So 7 o'clock. So 7 to 8 o'clock. You're still there. Then I've got 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. John's still there. Then I had I think I had a half an hour break or something like that. Then I had another client, and he was just on lunch. Then I literally turned around, and you're still. I'm like, you're still here? What the hell's going on?
And you know what? I know when I thought about that. Cause like for a bit, I was gonna feel bad. I was like, oh God, the people think I'm always here. But I tell you what it is. It's like another form of this. I think it's almost like me distracting myself away from my phone.
Yeah.
Because I just like human interaction.
Yeah, I'm the same as well.
And I think we can fall into, like, obviously, some people might say that me and you talk a lot, Jake.
Who says that?
You know them lots.
Who says that? I've caught myself, and like I can always remember. I always keep saying to people, like, and I was saying this to Mom, like, I hate myself sometimes. Because like I don't know why, but everyone keeps talking to me, and I really want to say to me if I'm like mid training, shut up, I'm training now. Can you leave me alone? I can't. I'm like, no, just go on, chat. Yeah, just chat.
I mean, we do exactly the same.
So I'm like, no, go, just tell me, and like you just kind of get, but then you look at the time and go, oh my God, I've chat for 45 minutes.
I've done it. I think I've done it so many times last week, but at the same time, as much as like I'm going, but I still liked it though, because I just still like
because you learn more about them. You're building rapport with other people.
I build rapport, but the thing which I liked is that it didn't involve the phone.
Yeah, and
I think this is probably what I was trying to stem it to. Is like, if it doesn't involve the phone, I'm like, oh, I like this, and I think that's probably why it comes to. Well, I think if I go to the gym, I listen to my music, and it's almost like every kind of little set you have a break. You will have a little scroll, but I can even now. I'm aware. I feel guilty now when I'm at the gym and I look at my phone for unnecessaries. Like, it's almost like I go to the gym and I pick up my phone and I scroll on Insta or scroll on Facebook or scroll on TikTok or whatever it is. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
But like, it's easy for me to have like a long conversation instead. But like, I think a conversation with someone in the gym is more fruitful than me.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, like the long conversations I have with members on the gym floor, you learn more about them, you learn what they like, what they don't like, and then obviously if they're struggling with something, you just throw some advice, and they're like, "Oh, cheers, bro! I really appreciate that." And like,
your brain's already, I think my brain's already kind of fully warm. I think my brain gets warmed up kind of quickly at the gym, because like I'm just having like just random.
And also, I don't know about you, but I don't know why we keep going on Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias at our gym, because the signal's crap.
Oh yeah, well,
I don't know why. And then you think is that, you know, when you start looking at like this is like not going on social media too much. The sides of that, going, why I keep looking at social media, because that's the gym's telling me stop going in there, because
it might be a blessing in disguise, you know, bro.
Yeah,
I think that might be something that the gyms may need, just like signal blockers.
Yeah, signal blockers.
As long as like you're not using like your Wi-Fi to listen to your Spotify or your iTunes, or better still, create a what's it called, like a music like that music portfolio. Where the hell's that come from? Playlist. Yeah. Create a full-on playlist which will go into maybe 2 hours or so. Where you don't need to skip. Just play it when you get there, and you don't need the Wi-Fi.
That's brilliant.
Just train.
That's training.
If you want to, you can record. If you want to record something for content, record it. If you want to play your music, cool. But like, as for scrolling and sitting on the edge of your bed,
I think I'm going to start doing that now. I think since me being in the gym, doom scrolling during mid set, I kind of like, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore. So that's my accountability to
me.
You,
I'm with you on that one, because I think if anybody who trains, like, I think one of the most biggest pet peeves is waiting for machinery while someone's sitting there on the phone, and it's like, are you scrolling for music? Because that's acceptable.
Yeah.
But are you just scrolling just for the sake of
it?
Because you and I both know we can easily lose a good hour just on a doom scroll.
Yeah.
Or
Easy.
longer.
Easy,
and so, like,
bro.
obviously, when someone's burning out 15, 20 minutes, well, I'm like, I'm calling down here, mate. I just want to get on leave that machine and get what I need doing. And us as coaches now, it's like we have to kind of, like, what's Joey Swole saying? You've got to do better.
Oh yeah, you got to do better. Yeah. Well, I think it's just when you see someone doom scrolling and they're on the kit that you're on, you're like, okay, clearly you're not on it. Or you ask them how many sets. The worst with 4.
Yeah, well,
you're not.
But
get off.
I think what I'll generally do now is like, do you want to just join you?
Well, then, like, there's some people that go no, and you're like, dude, I guarantee you, I'll finish my set way before you. So when someone goes, you want to jump in, they look at you like, you're the prophesized hero of my set of my gym journey because you've let me jump in a set in with you. You're like, yeah, just jump in.
Yeah, just get in.
The amount of times I've like when some members have done that with me, and I've done it back with them, and especially when I've got clients. I think I had a client the other day. That's it. I had Becky the other day, and we was going on the lying leg curls, and this guy was like both of them we used, and there was this guy on it, and there was this one guy was on this one, and I'm using this one, and I asked him how many sets you got on it. He's like 2. You can jump in, mate. And I literally was like, you are a savior. Thank you.
Just get involved, man.
Just get involved.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. But no, honestly, man, like, I think moving forward, I think like that's helped. I think, like I said, we're going to change. I keep saying that dramatic change the world, but like, I think we just go into, I really want to make us a really good, big impact, especially on the community, like with our coaching services. And I hopefully, like today's chat, a lot more members, a lot of people just know us now, or like we're more open up, learn us about our struggles with our mental blockages and stuff as well. So I think today's chat's been really
bro. Because I think like as I say, I think it's easy to look at someone probably like you, like myself or yourself, and go, we've got it sorted. But like I don't mind telling people I have not got it sorted. I haven't got it perfection. I don't have all the answers. I just know what I know. But like I feel like when I'm very kind of transparent with what I'm dealing with, or if I say to you, well, I have to go through this as well, because I think like the first thing someone will go, oh, that's easy. You sort. And I'm like, no, because like I've got other kind of
I'm human too.
I'm human too, and I do feel these things and do go through them. But like I always want to just be like as honest and transparent.
And I think that's what I think some people don't understand that personal training is. I think some of them still believe that we're robots. We've got it easy. We know exactly what our mindset's like, what we know about our food, our training and stuff. And we're like, no, I'm still learning, and I still have issues. I still have hang-ups, like, and you kind of go, well, it's easy for you. Like, well, it's nowhere easy for me. Like, I'm going through the same battles as you. It's just like we discussed earlier. I failed more, and I've picked myself up and learned what not to do next time.
Yeah.
So the reason why it looks easier for me is because I was in your shoes before. I have fucked up. I have landed, like, hit rock bottom. So it's for me to and
the thing is, like, we've hit rock bottom, we've come back up, but like that rock bottom can come back at any given time.
Any given time, bro.
Any given time, man. It's almost like what we said before. Like, you look at that young kid who's that footballer who plays for Spain, and everyone's like, well, you know what, he's got it sorted. But like as I said, like anything can happen at any given time.
And I was saying this to like one of the clients, like he could be 18, 2 years from now. I don't want to play football anymore.
And that's it's a real thing.
Yeah.
I think like
the thing is, some people don't believe that. Nah, it's not gonna happen. Like, trust me, like I can remember was it Game of Thrones? So because I've had a resurgence into Game of Thrones, and I can remember the actor who played Joffrey. He just packed he packed it in, and he just said, I just don't do it anymore. And like he played this character, like he played him spot on. Like you hated him from the minute he was walk on the screen. I mean, he played this child, like I think he was 12 at the time. You hated him then, and when he turned like 17, you hated him then. So he was an incredible actor because he made your blood boil. And in interviews, nicest guy ever, and he just went, I just don't want to do it anymore. Just like, lost interest in. You're like, really? You had like you were on the biggest show on the planet, and you just packed it in. And it's just like,
I now know that makes no difference because it's always from like an outside perspective. Just like when, for instance, like where I've gone through competitions and I've won and like I've done really well, and like I think the majority of questions that most people ask me these days, like, when are you getting back? And I'm like, I'm not really in a rush to get back. If I feel like doing it at some point, I will do. But like, there's other things that excite me because I think like you have to remember, like I've been doing this like for years and years, and the fact that I've still got like a love for it now, but just from in a different perspective. That's good enough for me. Just because you may not see me on stage, like I'm lifting up trophies and whatever, and say, well, if I look like you, I'd do this. I'm like, well, you say that if it was instantaneous, if whatever I have or whatever someone has got as a skill was instantaneous to that person, you would be kind of joyful with it for a certain amount of time. But once you're in it, you realise like how much upkeep it takes or how much you have to kind of do in order to stay in that place. You'll go, oh, I kind of get it now. But like I think it's almost like when we talk about someone who's we'd love to be. There's many people who'd say I'd love to be a billionaire. But like even billionaires go deal with like their own kind of issues, and when they say things like, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, if I was to take it back to like how I was when I just only had a bit or whatever," and they'll go, "Oh, that's crazy." But it's like until you've lived, until you've been in those person's shoes or whatever, you'll never know.
Yeah, and I think it was also as well back into like the billionaire thing. I think a lot of people, I could put a post out. We all chase like the external factors. So like I want to be happy and stuff, and I've caught myself saying this like if I get this, I'm happy. And you're like,
no, it doesn't work.
And like even back to you meet, I've never met a billionaire, but even you hear these millionaires who got money like coming out their arses, and they're like, I'm upset. And they're like, oh, I'm jealous of this, I'm jealous of that, and they go, what are you jealous of? And they go, that, and they look at like your average family, wife and kids, and you're like, you're jealous of that? And he's like, yeah, because I don't have that.
Because in the pursuit of anything that you want, I think like if you're kind of really good at something or you're top end of the game, you would have had to have given a lot of time and effort to that thing. Hence why when people, I think about coaching, like guys think that I will coach bodybuilders or men's physique, and I'm like, nah, because that's all that I've done for myself. I don't really want to do that. It's not. I want to just deal with just like day-to-day people. But like I say, you spend so much time in something, and it's almost like.
And I think also as well, like some people don't understand, like there are sacrifices you have to do. And you've got to negotiate with that. Like you have to do it.
Yeah.
And I think some people don't. And I think this is where they're on the fences and stuff. Like, oh, I've got to sacrifice doing this. I've got to sacrifice. Well, I don't want to do that. Then don't do it. Then if you know for a fact that you say you want to lose weight, but then you're not willing to
put down the weekly the weekly KFC,
having
bottles of wine having
a girls' night out,
the Monday night bottle, the Wednesday night bottle, the Thursday night bottle, and the Saturday treat.
And they go, I want to lose weight there. Well, reduce that then. No, I don't do that. Then clearly you don't want to do it. So sacrifice, and I think for any goal given, I know it sounds harsh, but there are sacrifices you have to make.
Oh yeah, of course.
Period.
Of course,
You
you have to.
You have to.
But as I've said before, like it just goes back to where sometimes people just want things instantaneous.
Yeah.
And when they see someone who's got it, they think that that person got it instantaneous, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Everything has to be kind of worked for and grafted for. But like it's and I think even what we're doing right now, I think like one thing I've noticed about obviously between me and you is like obviously we're doing what we're doing. We're not talking about like when we get rich and we're just doing it because as long as my bills are paid and everything, like I need to cover like the basics and stuff. I'm cool.
And I think there's for a coach from our coaching stuff. I think like so for me, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Who doesn't want more money?
Yeah, of course.
But like the forefront of my mind is I want to help people. Like. If I get more, like money's nice, but if I'm only chasing money, I'm not making lifelong rapport with clients. Like I'm not looking for the well-being. If I'm focused on the well-being and focus on them, and then money comes as an extra, that's a nice thing. Like I want to help people. This is where the coaching experience came from. It's like, because with us working together, we can help so many people. I was literally going, I can help a lot more people with John on my side.
Yeah, of course. And it's funny because, like I said, like when you see somebody who's really successful or good at what they do, and you see that they're unhappy, it's because like they're unhappy because like they didn't get the balance right. And I think that's what I think I'm more so trying to look for is like an even balance rather than caning the life out of something and going right just so I can get money.
Yeah.
Push him out the way, her out the way. Money. Just be that motivated in that way. Then when you get it, it's like, how can you really enjoy it now? Because you may need to spend like 5 or 10 years of just being really harsh and really kind of down to the ground with people and just like, you know what, I want to miss out all my time with my son or miss out all my time doing things with my mum or miss out time with people, whatever, just so I can get that. And then when I finally do get it, it's like now I'm like, I've got it now. What do I do?
Yeah.
These people, and then and I think this is what I always said this before. Like, it would scare me to win the lottery. But there's a point in my life where I'd say it scared me to win the lottery because I had just genuine people. Well, I thought I'd had genuine people around me, and you say to yourself, if I get this, you kind of see it changes people. So, but like I think like when we're doing something like in this way where we're making a gradual climb up, and like we get something back from giving.
Yeah, and
I think that's where the rich is life.
Yeah, that's where the real rich comes from. Like seeing people glow and just genuinely happy, that makes me all warm and fuzzy in my tom-tom.
Yeah.
And that's the richness. That's rich.
Yeah, and what I will say on the last note is like, if you do want to be rich mentally and in body, come and check us out.
Oh
because we are down to the core.
Down to the core.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. Yeah. So obviously, guys, you can follow us. Like we'll wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up now. But honestly, guys, thank you so much for just tuning in, watching us again. So again, you can follow us at jwright.pt.
John Collins _ online coach.
Hey, you got that. And you can also follow us on our page at Down to the Core with 2 underscores.
Yeah.
And please, guys, just like if you see this episode, please share this across your platforms. Tag us in as well because we want to help a lot more people and just bring more people to the forefront and introduce ourselves.
Oh, and also we will have in the future we should also have our TikTok as well.
Yeah,
coming up soon.
We're doing that soon as well. Yeah.
So
we've got a lot of things coming on.
Yeah,
guys.
we've got a lot of things coming on. So like it's exciting times. I don't expect it to be easy, but where's the fun in that?
Yeah, that's the journeys. We can always reflect back and go, that was a good day. But other than guys, thank you so much, and we shall see you soon.
Take it easy, guys.
Peace. Bye.